I'm Keith.
And I'm Georgia.
And we're living a dream. All right, so we're getting ready to leave for Bodega Bay. We got about 4 to 5 hours today, depending on how much stopping we do. We're gonna have to get gas at some point somewhere, but not right this minute. Huge lumber mill here. Piles of logs stacked up for, oh hell, almost a quarter mile. It's about the biggest lumber mill I've seen ever. All right, so we're about 213 miles from our stop at Bodega Bay. We'll be at the Westside Regional Park campground. We're about 190 miles from our stop. We're on the Redwood Highway, they call this, is 101 down through here. We're going through the Humboldt Redwood Park here. Still 220 miles from San Francisco. So we're about 180 miles from our campground, still in Redwood country. Beautiful views. This is a really great road. I'm loving this 101. Later on down the road here, it's going to split off, and we could take one which goes all along the coast again. The problem is it's not a very good road. It's a state road. It's not the federal highway. This is. And we're gonna go ahead and stay on 101, a little bit away from the coast. It's about an hour and a half faster, so that's an indication to me how bad a road the other one is. We're gonna stay on 101 all the way down until we get to, I think it's Bodega Highway, goes across back west again to the coast. Beautiful day. It's 55 degrees right now. I don't think it's gonna get real warm today. I think it's gonna be about 75 in Bodega Bay, and then by Wednesday the high is 62, and that's the day we do our Alcatraz tour, of course. Legend of carvings. Legend of Bigfoot. Cool, huh? Legend of Bigfoot.
Cool stuff in there.
All right, this is Richardson Grove State Park. Another beautiful drive through the redwoods. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Nice as any of the drives that we went through earlier. A little road work going on here. Looks like they're cutting some trees. All right, we just passed Leggett a little while ago, where Route 1 veers off to the west. And so we're staying on 101. Beautiful, rugged country in here. City of Laytonville. Got about a quarter tank, and we're going to try to gas up in about 40 miles or so. Mendocino National Forest. Alright, we're only about 11 miles from our gas stop. So we just got fuel at the Coyote Valley tribal fuel stop for, what was it, 460?
453, wasn't it?
450 something. which is about $1 cheaper than a lot of stations we're going to see when we get to where we're going. So good gas stop. We got an hour and 40, we got 94 miles to go. It's going to take us about 2 hours to get down to Bodega Bay. We're going to be there probably about between 1 and 1:30. All right, we're about 77 miles north of Bodega Bay. We're going to go through Santa Rosa first. This is all vineyards in here. Very pretty around us, but you can tell it's a very dry climate here. Everything is just browned right out. All right, we're about 70 miles from our campsite. And I think, what, honey, about 40 miles from Santa Rosa?
Yeah.
Something like that. Definitely wine country. We've been by lots of wineries and vineyards. We are headed into Santa Rosa. We'll go into about the middle of Santa Rosa and then head west on Bodega Highway, which is it's State Road 12. We're going to exit here in about a mile or less. And we're only 26 miles from our campground right now. This is the town of Sebastopol, which is only about 19 miles from our campground in Bodega Bay. Right on our way into Bodega, we have apple orchards here. All right, Bodega Highway, we got about 15 miles left to go. Get out to Bodega Bay. We are coming into Bodega Bay. The temperature has dropped from 93 down to 78. 15-degree drop in just a very short time. Probably 5 miles. And this is a traffic jam here. And I'm not sure what it's for. It goes all the way into town. And I'm not sure what's going on. So it looks like the area is just extremely busy. This is Bodega Bay on my left. Not the town, but the bay itself. The town of Bodega Bay is coming up ahead. Back in Bodega, we went past the Alfred Hitchcock house from the movie The Birds, as well as the church there in town. This is where The Birds, most of it was shot, all the outdoor scenes anyhow. Normally this is very foggy, this area, but today is sunny. Gas is $5.19 here. There's a couple good restaurants in here. So we stopped again. So it looks like they're just picking up their cone. This narrow little road in a little town. So this is the town of Bodega Bay. Oh yeah, lots of little restaurants. Store, this is a store. Bait and tackle. Hog Island Oyster Company.
Barbecue oysters.
Alright, so that's pretty much the town of Bodega Bay. And now we're going to wind our way around the bay here and head over to our campsite. now it's down to 73 degrees. So it dropped.
Feet, turn left onto East Shore Road.
So the temperature dropped 20 degrees in about 5 to 6 miles, 7 miles, something like that.
Left onto East Shore Road. In a quarter mile, turn right onto Bay Flat Road.
Going over there. All right, we're coming into the campground here somewhere. Or did I take the wrong turn?
Wrong turn.
I took the wrong turn into the park instead of the campground. Campground, here we go. Okay, we are in Site 31. Bathhouses. $31.
And then there's on the other side of the pools.
Yeah, we're over on this side though.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure we're over on this side. There are no hookups at the sites at Westside Regional Park, so it's basically primitive camping. At $44 a night after taxes, that's a little expensive. But what you do get is a beautiful location and beautiful views of the bay. And of course, our travel day tradition, ribeye steaks on the grill. All right, good morning. This is our first morning at Bodega Bay. We did a few little things at the campsite. I had to fix my Mr. Buddy heater. It wouldn't stay lit, and it was an issue with the thermocouple. So got that fixed this morning, and it's only 9:50. So we're going out for a little ride around the bay. Check out some of the landscape here. Wow, a lot of people out here already. Wow, nice. It was a perfect day to see the breathtaking views from Bodega Head. Usually it's pretty foggy here, so it's not every day that you can get pictures like this and have weather like we had. So we're up on what they call Bodega Head, which is a very high bluff overlooking the ocean and the bay. It's in between the two, because this is all a big peninsula out here. We could just about see our campground from the top up here and had beautiful views of the ocean. We're going to go over to Salmon Creek Beach Access Area, which is a little bit down one, which we haven't really done any of the one yet, Highway 1, so we're going to head over there. Alright, there's a view of the bay. We're going to come down off of the top of the head here now, and you'll be able to see the outlet through which the boats go out, or the inlet, I should say. So there's the inlet right there. There's a sailboat going out of it right now. little beach area down there. Heading out the inlet. All right, so that was Salmon Creek Beach. You gotta kind of climb over a dune first. I'll give you a look at the dunes here. Georgia and I just went over through the dunes, and the beach was a nice stretch of beach. I don't think very many people find this because you have to drive down a little one-lane road through by some houses to even get here, and most people probably don't even think it's accessible except for the locals. So this is the road we came in on to get here. A couple of cute little houses in here, but some pretty junky ones too. Barely wide enough for one car, let alone two. That's it. We're gonna head over to Bodega and check out some of the Alfred Hitchcock stuff over there. Okay, this is the town of Bodega. This is about 5 miles from our campsite, about 4 miles from Bodega Bay, the town.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Bodega Lane.
And we're just looking for cool stuff. There's a church up here and a house up here that was in the movie The Birds, the Alfred Hitchcock film. So we're gonna check that out.
Turn right onto Bodega Lane.
All right, let's check it out. The movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock was filmed right here in Bodega Bay in Bodega in 1962. All right, so we just had a nice lunch at Fisherman's Cove, right on Bodega Bay here. Georgia and I both had Dungeness crab sandwiches, which were really good, and not fried, so that's nice. We've been having some fried seafood. So we're heading back to camp, and I think we'll just have a nice relaxing afternoon. It's a beautiful 70-degree day here. And pretty sure there's a cold beer with my name on it, and Georgia has some diamond art she's going to work on, I'm sure. The busy section is down here by us. Go down any way we want, and ours is down here. The next morning, we grabbed a rental car in Roanoke Park, just south of Santa Rosa, and drove into San Francisco. We headed over to the Fisherman's Wharf area and parked in the Pier 39 parking garage, where it was pretty secure and a pretty decent price. we had purchased tickets 4 months prior for an Alcatraz Island tour. We departed Pier 33 around 11 a.m. For a trip out to Alcatraz Island. Alcatraz Island is a national park, and even though we have national park passes, that's not included. The tickets were around $45 a person. That includes an audio tour in the prison. These are the showers.
They literally floated the train here to the island. Warden Johnson sent a specially coded telegram to the Bureau of Prisons director, and that telegram stated, quote, 53 crates of furniture received from Atlanta in good condition, no breakage, all installed, end quote. So you get it, right? So he said 53 crates of furniture in case reporters intercepted this telegram, and hopefully they couldn't figure out that he was really talking about the 53 inmates. And because that process was successful, the remaining prisoner trains were also floated here to the island. And if you'll go home or back to your hotel and Google Alcatraz Al Capone prisoner train, you'll get more articles and more pictures of this will come up. All right, so the train pulls up here to the dock. They tie up. The men came off that train shackled together in pairs. We will walk right across that dock that we all took this morning, walked right up the main road, the only road that you took this morning, and walked out here to the rec yard, which is just out here right outside the window. to be brought one pair of men at a time into the cell house to briefly meet the warden, get a shower, get a change of prison clothes, get a quick physical exam from the prison doctor, including where the sun don't shine, to make sure the man is not trying to bring any contraband, and placed in his individual 5-foot by 9-foot cell. It was Capone's turn to meet the warden. Warden Johnson said, "Who are you? What's your name?" Now, Warden Johnson knew who Capone was. I think everybody in this country knew who Capone was. His pictures have been splashed all over the newspaper. Warden Johnson said it was easy to look out here in the rick yard and find Capone. He said Capone's out there acting like a big shot, talking out of the side of his mouth to the inmates like, "Yeah, I'm going to talk to the warden and get things fixed for us." Well, Warden Johnson had also heard the rumors of Capone getting special treatment at the Atlanta Federal Penitentiary. And Warden Johnson was trying to convey upon Capone, trying to impress upon him that that's not going to happen here. So he purposely said, "Who are you? What's your name?" And Capone replied, "You know who I am." And Warden Johnson didn't say anything. Capone then said, "I'm Al Capone." And Warden Johnson replied, quote, "Well, you're prisoner number 85 now," end quote. In other words, you're not Al Capone here, you're just number 85 here. You're just a number here. You're just a number here like all the other men who are assigned to numbers, and I'm not treating you numbers any differently. Well, as part of getting processed here at Alcatraz, the Federal Penitentiary, you get your mug shot taken.
The National Park Ranger was an excellent docent and gave a lot of information about Al Capone and his arrival at the prison. Alcatraz Prison closed for good on March 21st, 1963. I was very glad that we got to go and see Alcatraz Prison, and overall it turned out to be a pretty decent day. After arriving back at Pier 33, we walked down to Pier 39 and Fisherman's Wharf. We also had a chance to have lunch at Boudin Bakery Cafe and had their famous sour bread bowls with clam chowder. Overall, we had a really great day.
Okay, and that's the way you must be. Okay, yeah. I guess I go home now late.
All right, so this is our last day here at Bodega Bay, and this place is going to be hard to leave. Pleasant views, quiet. We don't have electricity, but we haven't really missed that too much. Had a nice day in San Francisco yesterday, and tomorrow morning we're headed off to Lake Tahoe. We'll be in South Lake Tahoe for 3 nights, and that's also part of our off-grid 8 days. That'll be the last 3 days of it. So let me just flip you around here and show you what we're looking at. Beautiful day today. It was a little foggy yesterday while we were in San Francisco. Our camper neighbors said it was pretty foggy here, pretty overcast, but today is just clear as a bell. You can see some fog off in the distance towards the ocean, but this is just a beautiful spot. All day long we can watch the boats come in and out from the marina, which is down near Tides, I guess, restaurant, and also in Bodega Bay itself there's a big marina, so all the fishing boats come in and out through here. And in about a month, I guess, crab season opens up here, and that's when all the boats will be taking crab traps out, and they string them out. I think they're quite a distance apart, and they string them out for quite a line, and they go out and pick them up. Georgia and I really enjoyed our time in Bodega Bay in San Francisco. We hope you'll join us for episode 72 as we travel to Lake Tahoe.